We should be streaming. It's 4 o'clock.
It's really exciting when I come
4 o'clock. And no, you can go out there.
Oh, I was going in to say hi
Okay.
as you got started.
Okay, there's
That's what I
nobody
said I
there.
was gonna do.
Here.
Well, for the people that watch it back in the beginning,
They will see that you're
they
there.
will see that I'm here.
I
They
hate
will
this.
be graced with my
What's
presence.
this box in the screen too?
You know what's in this box? Brand new copies of the one and only Sunsets.
Sunsets.
I hear the director of that film is really incredible.
Somebody sees me, but do you hear me? See me, hear me, touch me, feel
No, thank you.
me. That's
No,
the
thank you.
Who song. That's a Who song.
Yeah, no, thank you.
You don't know that though. You didn't know it
No,
was
I
a Who
didn't know
song.
that. You also have another message there. I can't read over here.
See, this is the problem. I keep meaning to fix this, and I haven't got around to it. So people are saying yes. So I see yes. It means they can hear us.
It says, "Yay, made the live." Yes. Yep.
Yeah, Glenn's there. See, Glenn popped up over the horizon.
Good afternoon, guys.
So there we are.
I'm here to say hi.
Trevor was
I'm
here to
gonna
say
go
hi, and then he's here to leave.
Take a shower and stuff.
He's
'cause
gonna
I
leave.
Play basketball and I stink. So
All right. Well, there you go.
Bye,
That was it.
everybody.
That was the end of
that was
Trevor.
the guest appearance by the one and the only Trevor Wayne Tuttle.
I'm surprised he didn't dance around behind me saying, "Buy my DVD." Okay. So, happy Thanksgiving. Well, oh yeah, it will be Thanksgiving before we do our next live.
And what else are we celebrating on Thanksgiving?
It's also Trevor's birthday.
So the whole world will be
I
celebrating.
thought you were leaving.
I
Okay. All right. Hey, everybody. So there we are. DVD. Yeah, the DVD. Sunset. You think he'd be a better promoter. That's his marketing job, just to kind of, hey, what's up? And he's gone. Anyways, here we roll. 78 degrees. Clear. Sun's going down more. So you can see my Chasing Legends sign above me up there. So like the Chasing Legends sign, thank you to David and Lacey. So I got that hung up there. So and I did it so I can move it around. So we can possibly move it to different places when we do Chasing Legends. So it's a portable move, not a permanent setup. So I thought that'd be kind of cool to be able to use it and get it in more than just one thing. All right, so hello, the people behind the speaker monitor. Hello to you who I not know. And yes, Trevor had to get his birthday thing in there. So yes, it'll be Trevor's birthday, Thanksgiving. Who has? I used to sell them in the 2000s. Well, one, music comes now in the Blu-ray because people don't have DVD players, they have Blu-ray players, because Blu-ray will play Atmos and CDs and other music forms. So if you want to hear something in Atmos and have the speaker array system to listen to music in Atmos that you could download, you still need a Blu-ray player to do it and the setup for it. So there you go. So Blu-ray players actually are still quite popular. And they got now you buy the Blu-ray players in, 7.1 sound? So, but that's for Atmos and stuff, which it's pretty cool. Atmos is very cool to listen to things in. So, but yeah, so we used to, everything was 5.1 Dolby, and now it's 7.1 and expanding beyond that. It's like anything technology. They're just going to keep expanding and moving it. So VCRs are out of style, even though we have one here. I have one right actually below me here for converting stuff. And we have other equipment to convert older equipment. But yes, so DVD players. I don't know if you can buy well, you can buy plain DVDs. They still sell plain DVDs. But the Blu-ray players are the thing now. And it is DVD Blu-ray. So anyhow, And I'd hold up a disc here if I could find one somewhere around me. But yes, so. And the problem is if, say, you listen on your phone with your, I don't know, your earbuds or your AirPods, and you're listening to something and downloading it to your phone and listening to something in Atmos, you're getting only probably half to 3/4 of the actual full effect. That is another problem. And if you don't care about audio, that's fine. But yes, if you hear some of the stuff that's being remixed and produced in Atmos, it's really, really cool. And that's having a better sound system. So Blu-ray players fall into that. And that's a lot of artists now will release some stuff within Atmos. You can play it on a regular CD player, but you can't play it on anything but a Blu-ray, and so you can't play it in your CD player in your vehicle if you have one. So it becomes more and more problematic, the different types of music and so forth. History Channel ever released DVDs of the TV show? I don't think so. There are DVDs of the TV show. There's no Blu-rays, but there are DVDs because I know I got 2 or 3 of them actually on the shelf back there. So I know they are out there, but I don't know where you would find one or anything. I know I have 2 copies left. I give them away. So anytime someone shows any interest, if someone comes and works on my air conditioner or does some work on the pool or something, and we're talking, and they're kind of, what's this thing about the Superstition Mountains? Or they look around at something and all, and we talk. And if it comes up into the subject, I always give them one of the DVDs. Hey, check this out. And it's the 6 episodes from the show. Nothing special on there. Which was one of the things I tried to work with, is said, why don't you guys put out a Blu-ray of the 6 episodes and then take a bunch of the interview footage or other stuff. We still have to. I still have all the original Zoom and all the calls we did for interviews pre-show. So I'm gonna have to find that stuff and have Trevor move it all over, because I have that stuff. It's on a Zoom. We did it on a Zoom. Oh, let's see who this is. Let's see who this is. Hello, we're live. What can I do for you today? We're live on the air. Oh, they didn't want to talk to us. That's the best way to get rid of telemarketing calls, isn't it? There you go. Call me while I'm live. So, anyways, so I don't know whatever happened to those ideas. I don't even think they do much for many TV shows. I know Ice Cold Gold had season 1. I think they did 3 seasons. But I know they had season 1 on DVD, but I've never seen it physically. So I don't know if it really exists or not, or maybe it was just because you can download everything, so maybe that's all it ever was. There we go. That speaking of that, and I'll try to do this as professionally as possible. I was watching television Wednesday night before last. Well, actually, I was watching it last night because I did not watch it Wednesday. I recorded it, and I look through the recordings I have and say, oh, okay, what recorded? And then I'll sit back and run through something and kind of watch it. And if it piques my interest, I'll watch it more thoroughly. And he wasn't in the program. He was in the upcoming episodes for the season as Josh Feldman on Blind Frog Ranch, which I kind of heard something about. I recognized Josh the first time they ran it. They didn't show him from the front. It was always from the back, like this guy, tall guy in a cowboy hat. And I kept thinking, that looks like Josh, man, for some reason. And he was on a boat, like rowboat, and which is odd. But then later they showed for later this season, and they did a little preview thing, and it showed a bunch of clips of Josh. Josh decided to take a bullet for everyone and do that. Now, in a long list of people that turned that show down, we'll have to see how it works out for Josh. I'll have to talk to him eventually about why he decided to take that plunge. If you didn't catch the episode, they see a German Shepherd running through the bushes and say it's a wolf. even though there's no wolves in Utah, and they talk about that. Uh, they're in an underground cavern with these huge logs that it just gets, well, okay, it gets silly and stupid from there. Anyways, best of luck to them for the show that myself, Harry DeLille turned down, Terry Carter turned down, a lot of people turned down. And for the guys that do it, I don't know how you do it, because I saw one clip for this season and it looked like Josh was sitting at the table with an expression of, what the hell did I get myself into? So hopefully they paid him well, and he's well, and good for him. Catch up Blind Frog Ranch, they do pretty decent. They do about 800,000, probably about 1 million viewers here and there. So they can drop below to 700,000 to 800,000, but it's done okay on the Discovery Channel. It's done pretty good, so it's better than a number of other shows. It's probably, I think, Expedition Unknown and Gold Rush do about the same number. They all do about the same numbers. I actually could look that up real quick. Jax has reappeared. Thought it was Trevor showing up to see us, and instead it's Jax. I'm looking down here. Oh, that's that. So when I look down, Gold Rush is pulling about 950,000. Expedition Unknown's pulling about 850,000. Homestead Rescue pulls about 700,000. Moonshiners, does that really still exist? Oh, no, it does. Okay, 685,000. Lost Monster, 551, and 524 for The Last Woodsman. I don't even know The Last Woodsman is. Does anybody know? Because I've never heard of it. But I kind of watch all the ratings for stuff and stuff when our stuff's on and shows I'm in and stuff. So support Josh on that. Go out, take a look at it, laugh at it if nothing else. I love watching mountain monsters just to laugh and have a good time. There is a certain innate silliness to those programs sometimes, where they literally do the most absolute bullshit things for the entertainment factor, and if you take it like that, it's pretty cool. They did that again too, where the caves collapsing supposedly, and it was a very thing when I filmed in Fish Creek. I was working solo, and I fell down the Fish Creek Mountain, Horse Mesa side of Fish Creek, and I fell down, and I had all the footage of me falling, but then I film, and if you ever watch it, you'll see I'm there, and then I'm standing at the bottom, it cuts, and then you see me at the bottom, and I got blood running down my arms from where I tumbled. And I showed Trevor the footage and said, I got the footage, but it looks totally gimmicky, because I was trying to hold the phone close as I was rolling and banging off of stuff, and so it looks stupid. And he said it looks kind of fake. And so we decided not to use it, because we didn't want everybody to think we were just trying to fake it, even though afterwards I had obvious cuts and blood running down my arms. It was quite a bit of blood, if I remember correctly. Anyways, you could tell theirs was just shake the camera around and stuff and try to make it look like that. It was really stupid. So they did that. They did another one in there too, like that. They're trying to, and then they had the wolf thing. So it's like, don't do that, because you're trying to gimmick it with it's with poor man's special effects. But anyways, Josh was not a part of any of that. He was just in the trailers for the few. And I don't know when he's going to pop up. So you're going to have to watch it every week to wait for Josh to pop up. Are you really a Mormon? No, because I'm not a Mormon. Are you really a Mormon? That makes it implied that I've said I'm a Mormon. No, I'm not Mormon. I'm not Mormon. Hi, Gerard. Okay, I can see everybody better now. Oak Island Skinwalker. Rub you dry after a while. I like Skinwalker, but yeah, they're starting to kind of repeat themselves and repeat too much stuff and trying to pound it into you. And I think Travis Taylor and it's UAP. They have to have an excitable guy. My problem with Oak Island, you have multiple wives. No, No, don't have that either. Not from Utah. Yeah, but I grew up around the Mormons. I grew up in a lot of neighborhoods in Phoenix were Mormon neighborhoods. Mesa, Gilbert definitely are, but West Valley. But where were we? Oh, the Skinwalker and all that stuff. I understand the aim and goal of those programs, and I watch them because it's just. Like you said, moron. Am I really a moron? Well, that is up to conjecture. Okay, how are you? Hope you're well. I'm from Ireland. We have snow here all week. We don't. So, yeah, we don't have any. Well, no, we have snow up north. There's a ton of snow up north. We don't have any snow down here in the desert area. We will get snow. We usually get one snow all year, and it doesn't stick. Most of it we'll just see in the air. Oh, the abuse one has to while trying to do a legitimate, informative, educational show. Who, me? It is what it is. We could send the trolls somewhere else, but they wouldn't have near as much fun with the other stupid programs. I love it. Well, they don't do it live, do they? Some of the other programs. I'm not going to name them and stuff, but yeah, I would hate to see those guys try to handle that. They would get confused. They don't even get trolls in their comments. That's one of the things I love in YouTube is because you get the analytics. Anyone who's done YouTube, you have your analytics to watch your stuff, and you see how a lot of things done, and you'll look at it. You can tell when someone is actually commenting in their own YouTube channel, and you can follow it and you can work it out. And it's funny to watch their YouTube channels where they try to boost their views by doing so, which doesn't really work, but they do because they go by watch time, not views. Remember this? So we have a really high watch time, so thank all of you. But yeah, it doesn't really count if they're not real people. But they'll comment back themselves, and you'll follow it, and they're basically trolling themselves, I guess, in a weird way. And that is really strange to me, that you would comment to comments and create comments. And I mean, it's like, how lonely are you? There's one channel, and I will not speak of them. I don't know how familiar everybody is with it, but it's something we've worked with, and Trevor's worked on for them to help them. And they actually, sometimes their video, it shows they had 5,000 views and they got 12 comments, and all 12 of the comments you can tell are the person that runs the site. And it's actually pretty funny because he's talking to himself, talking how great his channel is and how much he enjoys his channel. And I'm just like, oh my God, send the trolls there. That guy would have a meltdown. Actual real people to deal with. Were the walking sticks you raffled off made from cactus spines? Yes, they were. And they were made by, I don't know if he wants his name put out there, so I won't put his name out. Anyways, he has one more for me. I got to get a hold of him. Thank you for reminding me, because I have to pick up mine, because I liked them so much. They're real heavy duty. They remind me of a good, thick wood that, you would use in martial arts. They're very, very sturdy. And I thought, man, I want one of those. And he said, oh, okay, I got one more. So I'm going to get one of those and use it for hiking and self-defense, beating Trevor up. So there you go. There we go. All right. Lacey and I, because David uses proper English, take a trip out there in a few weeks. Hopefully it doesn't snow. It won't snow down here. What you want is, if you're in the Superstitions, if it snows, it won't be snow like you think of snow. It'll be nice and it'll be pretty. But it'll be cold. The desert gets cold, so it will be cold. But it might be cold. January is usually when it really gets cold. Right now, days are in the 70s, 60s, 70s, and the nights get in the 30s. And the desert is probably down in the 30s and 40s, so it's not bad. La 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 la. Oh, okay. This is the best troll ever. I work at the Historical Society with Wayne Tuttle. That's a hell of a fucking cool thing. He also has a weird Sex. You can't even spell. Oh. Akin to, it's like almost Larry Akins, to Epstein Island. You know, the problem is, if you're going to troll, and I hope you're like 7 years old, because that's how you spell. And if you can't spell, I mean, you obviously got the humor down. I mean, I find it pretty funny. And I don't know if anybody else does. They probably find it annoying. But here's the problem. The fact that you cannot type or spell is kind of killing the whole thing, because it makes you more the joke than the joke funny. So, but it does kind of do both, so I'm amused. I do find it entertaining when a troll tries to match me with you, Wayne. Why? It's an honor. It's an honor when the trolls pull you in with me. So, pulling everybody down under as we go. And we're down here. Okay, help, we're back. I love you, Wayne, but not in a gay way. And that's fine. Well, you can love people, and I love Frank, not in a gay way. I find it disturbing when he says, "Hey, I'm in the tub, by the way." It's like, okay, we talked for 45 minutes and now you're mentioning you're in the tub? Okay. But, no, that's fine. I don't know where we were going with that. All right. Howdy from Black Springs, Nevada. I don't know where that's at, but always enjoy your show. Love the field trip adventures. Yeah, we got more of that coming up. Oh, now it's in a gay way. Okay, now we're going to do that. We're going to start trying to take over the conversation. We have to spiel everything off a little. Listen, I do spiel. Otherwise, YouTube algorithms blocks it out. Rhythm. Oh, man. You make it difficult as much as I got the problem with this and everything else, and then you can't spell. So, yeah, I go by English word recognition. I went to school. Any word on sunsets being on iTunes? No, that would have been Trevor, and he's in a shower because I can hear the shower running. I don't know where he got with it. He had a real busy week and a bunch of stuff going on, so I will get with him on it because we wanted to put it up on various platforms. The physical copies going into Amazon now, we're starting to rethink. We're thinking about doing more of a mail order through the website. Because what they want is 3 cases. We'd have to order 300, so we'd have to order about $900 worth of product just to put it out there on Amazon. They want to feel we have plenty of stock. And I don't know if we're going to sell 900 through Amazon. We're selling more online through downloads, rentals, and other stuff, and then physically in person. Because this week we sold another dozen or so. So my worry is we're going to have all that tied up and still need another 100 or so physically. So it might be better for us to put it in the Superstition Mountain Museum, the Goldfield Museum, a couple other places locally, and then have stuff on hand. So rather than this is the problem with t-shirts and other things. You tie so much money up in inventory. Also talked to Trevor about, we have a case of Bob Ward books. We got obviously case of these, another case of these to go, and with some other products and stuff, maybe get some shirts and hats and stuff, and then show up at a few events and stuff and have a booth or something. Try to find someone to split time with us that we can split the cost, and then we can have products there and stuff and do meet and greets and stuff. Woody might be the person I could do it with because he likes to do the gold pan stuff and all that, so I might try to get Woody to do that. How about a short gold nugget story? I don't know what's a short gold nugget story? I don't know what that would be. I don't know. I was sitting there one day and I was panning and I was like going through, and I looked down and I suddenly realized there was a gold nugget there. I pulled it out and looked at it and I was like, wow, it is. It's a little gold nugget. And there you go. So, hey Wayne, hello again from South Africa. The divining rods I want at the rendezvous seem to work. It's weird. They actually should work. We use them I use them in the field. There's a number of people from the water company that use them. That's how I got turned on to them. There was a pipe, and I've told the story before, and they couldn't locate it with all the modern devices that we use. and they were digging and missing the pipe, which was an 18-inch main, water main. And a guy came out with the dowsing rods, and he walked to the line and had them mark it, and then they dug it and hit it dead center. And he talked to me, and he said it's about, the electromagnetic fields and movement and all this and currents and waves, and he explained it and said there's a science behind it. It's not spooky bullshit. And he said, so I took Woody's pair and I started using those, and yes, it's worked very well for me on electronics and electrical lines and water lines and certain other things. I've never found any gold with them. So, but it's pretty cool. But one of the problems I always have is I know where the lines kind of are, so I don't know if I'm mentally doing something too. Nice black guard telly. It's actually cream. It does look, well, it looks cream in my screen. I don't know how your screen looks. It's cream, though. It's kind of a cream look. Yeah. So, it's a cream Telecaster. Yes. I like that guitar. That was the guitar that I was going to buy, this 62 lipstick red Strat, and then decided it was not my day, and I didn't care for the Strat, and then I decided, well, I'm going to pick up this Telly and play it, and then I really liked the Telly, so I bought it. It's a nice guitar. I find it's an odd guitar to play. I can play it. I like the neck. It's a really nice guitar to play. It's just weird to me. The headstock's weird. The body's weird. But, and it's only one pickup. What's weird to me is the controls on it. So if I had to play it live, I'd hate it because it's so foreign. Everything about it feels foreign. It's like flying a spaceship, an ET spaceship. But as far as playing it, just sit down in a chair and play it. It plays great. Okay, so we're there. I don't think I've missed anybody. Any word on something? Okay, gold. I did the short gold nuggets. Don't worry, sorry. Any more trips to Fish Creek? Yes, we were talking about one. This is the cave with the raised wall. We were talking about it this week about several times, and someone went out to check out a cave down somewhere in Fish Creek or along Patchy Trail today. But for the most part, yes, it's already in the plans, in the books. And Frank was interested, but he was supposed to get back with me to tell me what day he wanted to start making some trips and how he wanted to do it. I want to get a number of trips in before the end of the year because we have footage from last year, and I hate just piling stuff up. It's like suddenly you get a year and a half of footage we're putting together. Already what you're going to have is me with long hair, short hair, because you're going to realize it's all... So maybe we'll release the long-haired stuff as something separately because it's going to just kind of be a weird distraction. Trolls go away. They have their fun. Please put them in the museum. Yeah, and that's the plan. Is Shoes already told me yes and all, but it's just getting around to it. I want to do it. And we wanted to put a little display together. We want to put something together so that you'll see what it is and all, and deal with it. And don't pick on people like that, because then I'll kind of bend you over and get you back. Because I got the hacker over here, and it doesn't take him long. Keyboard warriors. Well, that's like the couch treasure hunters, right? Finally, good for you. Have a good life. Okay, I don't even know who that is. Yeah, just ignore them. Leave my friend Craig alone. Alright. Just people are just being idiots. You ever get that picture by Lemmy No, I never did that. That's one of those things you kick yourself in the butt over. Our Irish friend will be happy to hear, because I've talked to Trevor. He's going to Ireland, not this spring, but next spring, to Scotland and Ireland, and I'm thinking about going with him. And then if I go there, I got to get a picture under the Phil Lynott and the Gary Moore, at Gary Moore's gravesite and the Phil Lynott statue. But I just regret I was so close and just thinking, let's just run down there and do it. I'll jump out, run in the rainbow, get a couple pictures taken with it, and then go on my way. And I was just like, I don't want to bother the guy who wants to get home to dinner with his family and stuff. And I was just being kind of nice, but I should have, and I will eventually get that and do that. Because, Yeah, I should have done that. That was kind of the thing. He did nothing to you. What? I don't know. I don't know what's going to get a seagull. I think Craig is spelled with a K. Yeah, Craig is spelled. The Craig in that. Well, I don't know. You can spell it with a K or a C or however you want. You can spell it with a U. I don't know. Sign of the popularity going through the roof. Trolls. Trolls, 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 trolls everywhere. Craig spelled with an X. It's time to drink the Bob Ward, and I've been drinking the whole time. So I did that, yes. It's going to be but that's going to get a record out. I'm not sure. Okay. And Bobby. Yep. Okay, so Ward to Ward. Bob, Chuck, and Rick. I'm trying to think of who else. Ron. Tom. Definitely Tom. And old Jim Hat. And a lot of people. I gotta think of that. Okay, we got. Okay, block that fool. Well, they're just going to change their name if you block it, and they have backups and stuff. So there's nothing you can do. The only thing you can do is not have the chat. So we're not going to end the chat because someone's assholishness, which I'm sure is a word. If it isn't, I just made it. They can designate it to me. But yeah, you're going to always have that, and the longer you do things, and people are just going to be like that because they're going to look forward to being like that. So, and I don't mind. So it comes with the territory. It was like when we did History Channel and stuff, and they told me, do not go on the internet, look for any reviews, do not go onto message boards, do not, blah 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 blah. And I was like, why? I want to know what people think of the show. So I did that, just deciding, okay, that'll be fine. And people can be, let's see, what do we say most, not kind. And so DeLeo got a little upset, and Frank gets in. What do you see that guy said? And I was just like, I don't know. People are like that, and I don't really care. If I saw 4 bad reviews and everybody said, "Oh, your show's a joke," and on a forum everybody was talking, "You guys are fake bullshit," and we got 1.8 million people watching us, I was like, okay. And I was like, I don't care. And as someone who was on another show, and I won't say names, but who gets somewhere between 500,000 and 700,000 people watches them, was talking how we were fake as shit. And I was thinking, okay, but we do more than double your viewers. You're just jealous, I guess, and feel bad for you, and wish, it's not like I have anything to do with the editing or the production or anything else. I just show up and do whatever I do, and then they edit it. So to me, it's like, the trolls are the trolls. Here's to swimming with bow-legged women. I don't know if I've ever swam with a bow-legged woman. I've known a couple that rode horses and had the bow legs from the horses. But I make sure definitely that, but with the horses. But I don't know if I've ever seen one swim. You think Bob ever did fruity body booty business? I don't know. When you say stupid stuff, and that's the other problem, is when people try to be funny. There's an art to comedy. I'm not a good comedian. I don't think I'm a really funny person. Most people really aren't funny and very entertaining, and they think they are into themselves because they chuckle to themselves, and unfortunately, That's who they are. I rode in bow-legged heifer once. Um, you spelled that correctly, so you must not be a troll. Uh, where do the stone crosses tie in with the stone maps? I don't think they tie in anywhere. It was two different guys. I don't know, as far as Bilberry, how that all worked out. People do claim like they think they're real. I don't think they are real in any shape or form. Um, it's just a sign of how that went. Anything that is any type of, even if people don't want to believe in it, there are people from the archaeological side of thing, from academia, will be very interested. So they will say, oh, we don't think it's anything, but they really want to look at it. The Peralta stone maps and the Bilberry crosses never got that kind of attention from anyone that I know of. So it is what it is. So I think that was, I don't think there's any tie-in other than one was found in the mountains, and so then others were found. And you have to tie in because the Latin Heart is technically supposed to be unrelated to the Peralta stone maps. And it was found by someone that knew Tumlinson that suddenly popped up with that. I think that was a tie-in to try to validate the stone maps, but it never quite made it there. And so I always kind of consider it, and it's always treated in books separately, the Latin Heart from the Peralta stone maps and from the Bilberry crosses. And then there's letters from, and I can't, they never go very deep in description, but where Erie Schaefer and John Burbridge are talking about a number of other stone maps were showing up and possibly could be for sale, so they might be able to get their hands on those. So that shows you there was a market. So we just know of the ones that became more popularized publicly, but there was a market starting to develop for those during that time period. So I'll have to find that letter and read it sometime, because it is an interesting letter, and you're kind of like, and I wish they would have followed up. But I don't think any of them were living locally in Arizona at the time, so that is that. Okay, so you can usually tell by the name that we're being trolled, but think about it though. These old lonely men in the desert, I'll bet half of them turned QW. Well, we figure, okay, I don't know. Or they just were lonely old men in the desert. Words from Puke. Okay. Yeah. Everybody, everywhere nowadays. Okay. Yeah, you're going to ruin it, because you know what the worst part is for it all? This does less viewership, and I do it kind of out of a courtesy of stuff, or a thank you for all the people that watch and stuff. And I do it just kind of like, because I'm one of the few people that will do it publicly, that appears on television and stuff, and I do it for fun and stuff. But if you wear me out on it eventually, which I'm not there yet, then I won't do it. Now, it's not going to bother me. It'll bother everybody here. So, but then it kind of turns on you, because then you don't have your little platform to do it in, to be a weak nut, little sap-sucking little piece of shit. So, but that's okay, you know. So, but I can tell there's more than one, it appears, because some of it's spelled correctly. So, there you go. Thanks for the weekly effort and time. No problem, Susan. Enjoy your show and hope others allow you to do it. People are going to be that way. It's always going to be that way. I think that's going to be the way. The thing is, it's why you see Joe Rogan and so many people do programs that are pre-recorded, or even if they do shows that are live, they don't do it with the chat rooms, or they don't do it the way they do it. They screen it off screen. They do things a lot differently. I know Jack Tucker does his similar to this, and it can be problematic if the more people that are watching, the more people that are involved, which the numbers here kind of lie to YouTube, but there's a lot more people involved and watch this, and you're just gonna have it. So, and all it takes is one, I don't know, like, we don't know their age, but one person with a 12-year-old mindset or an 8-year-old mindset that thinks that's funny, they're just going to repeatedly do it, and it kind of robs it of something, but at the same time, So, so put and about 40 of us love you. Thanks. Well, there you go. That's how many could possibly be in. I don't have that thing anymore that tells me how many people are in at one time. And like I said, I time's way off. It's really strange. I like the Facebook counter worked really well, showing who was actually drifted in and out, and the watch time of people that would click in and click out and click in and click out. So that I liked better because it was giving me a good idea on the algorithm better than this does. Through this and OBS and YouTube, I don't really get the same, I get done and then I look at it and then I start to look at how, am I really, 500 people a week? Is that worth it and all that? And then I realized, it's more like the viewership of these programs because we spread them through other formats. We're getting about 1,000 to 2,000 people. And I'm like, okay, it's kind of worth it. I mean, it's people that like doing this. This is how trolls show their love. Okay. I don't know. You got to come. It takes a lot. It takes something to come up with a new name every 10 minutes. Are you going to the mountains the next few weeks? Yes. Appreciate your desert mining. Oh, yeah. We've got plans. I've talked to Frank about it. Talked to Trevor about it. I talked to Randy Wright about it because Randy and Wright and I are making some plans. I'm trying with a couple other people too, and I've got some things in the works. I want to make a couple trips where there's some other people I'd like to have come out with us that have been in certain places but when we weren't there, and they've had their own experience in the area, and have us collectively go in and talk about it a little and kind of look at it. There's some places I want to put some stakes in the ground and kind of like hammer out kind of that. So that is one thing I'm looking forward to through this winter. So that'll be cool. That will definitely be cool. So so it'll be a little of some area people are familiar with and some areas that people aren't familiar with. We also want to get up. Greg Davis was talking about getting up to Garden Valley because it's all burned out, and get up there and film a little of what it looks like now, because we have a little bit of footage from Trevor just last year before the fires of what it looked like. Now it's going to grow back, but it's pretty kind of, in a way, to me it was cool because it looks like a moon surface now. It's just burned out and it's just like flat open. So it's kind of like, and then we get to actually over the next number of years watch it to come back, and trust me, it'll come back a lot faster than you think. So there we go. Thank God it's Friday. I get a few days off next week. Happy Turkey Day. Yeah, most everybody does. There were some lead crosses in New Tucson. Are they on? No, those aren't authentic. I can't remember what they're called. They're actually in the museum, the Arizona History Museum down at U of A. You can actually, I think they're taking out, they put them in occasionally on display. They finally did all the testing on them and found that they were not authentic. And they tell the whole story. I think there's a small book they have down there on it. But I did contact them, and when we were down there one time, and I knew they weren't authentic, but I was trying to see if they were on display and if I would have the time when we were making a trip, if I would have the time to go over and have them, because they could pull them out and put them out for me to photograph. I wanted to look at them, and they weren't going to be able to, time-wise, we weren't going to be able to meet that. That was disappointing. I wanted to really photograph and document those, and I wanted to do it because I wanted to do a very in-depth story on it, about the kind of fakes and stuff that, no matter what you say, there's still websites, people that believe in them. Sorry. But yeah, we didn't get to that. I think I did a Chasing Legends briefly or something touching on it, but they said they were fake. They're not real. So they scientifically, and the lead analysis and all that stuff, and I talked to someone down there about it, and they got the studies, and the studies are published, so you could actually find the studies online that show that the lead content and everything. And it turns out, I guess, the guy that found them actually was smarter than they thought. So, but it's an interesting story. I like interesting stories, even if it's bullshit. Sometimes it's like the Henry Burns story, Travis Tomlinson's story. They're very interesting, even though it's bullshit. Bilbrey wasn't as much. I had tried to work with David Bilbrey and tried to get more to know him and get him to come out because I wanted to talk to him because I felt like there was a lot more interest behind that story, even whatever, and I couldn't get that, and then he died. So going south, yes. Does Bluff Springs bring you back to Cardiac? Yeah, the Cardiac Trail takes you down. It drops into Barks Canyon. You go up through the Barks Draw, and then you climb up. You'll end up in Needle Canyon at Bluff Springs. Or you can take the other trail, which winds around by Miner's Needle, and you wind up through there to Bluff Spring proper, down at the base of the Ely Anderson Trail, which you have your choice of going up LaBarge on the east side or Needle Canyon on the west side. Pretty, but the quickest way in is Cardiac. Cardiac, you get in. Once you make it over Cardiac, you drop into Barks Canyon, and then you just got one last hill to climb, and you're in Needle Canyon between Weaver's Needle and Bluff Springs Mountain. Okay. Dang, thought they were real my whole life. Well, that's how it happens, though. That's, I think Taz trying to locate it so I can avoid it. Did you fake finding that silver dollar? No. Who is that? I don't know. Okay, but no. There was I found one in Fish Creek, which was years ago. And then there was multiple silver dollars, and it wasn't just silver dollars. It was $half silver dollars and some other coins from the probably 1890s to about 1910, 1915. I don't know if anything got into the 1920s. I'd have to go through them. Frank has a bunch of the coins too because we split them. But no, that was very cool. So that was because we found, and there was pieces of glass in there, but no one's found anything since. We want to go out there and kind of like look at the area, and then try to understand. I should have. See, the problem was if I went and talked to the guys doing the earthwork there, they would get the heads up because I wanted to know which way would that dirt pile been traveling from, up over the hill from Bob Ward's or which direction, and know which way to look. It's in the Hiker's Guide. That's the new name the troll picked. What? Oh, Brick House. Sorcery practitioner. I do have the Encyclopedia of Witchcraft and Demonology. So be gone from us, demon. I got a lot of stuff on that stuff. I've talked about that before. Quite the little warlock I am. Okay, yes. The coin find was awesome. That was cool just because it happened on camera and it happened unexpectedly. That was probably the coolest part about it. The other one I didn't film. I was by myself and I found some stuff and then I told about the stories. But we found that little bits and pieces of silver that had been worked in that area. I'm trying to think if we found anything else. We never really, Frank started to metal detect and then we kind of moved off of there. We were looking for the DeGrazia paintings more than the silver mine. We thought we located where they'd been working the silver mines, and then we kind of relocated. That was what I was interested in. Did the lead crosses match the three mines lead ore? The lead crosses. Are you talking about the Tucson lead crosses? Again, there's a study and there's a book and it talks about where the lead and everything came from. I don't have it. I read the papers online because I was doing the thing for the story. And then I called one of the people at the museum, and then someone called me back who had done some work on that, a paper on it, and we had a long talk, and then I just decided to talk about the history I kind of knew, because it was getting way too deep and too much for us to handle. It wasn't going to be worth doing several shows or number of episodes concerning it. There wasn't going to be a big payoff on it, going down there and filming it. There was no payoff. We did go by the area where they were dug out, supposedly. So, but just none of it felt like a payoff. It would have been really boring. So it was like, okay, that's not a story to add in because we couldn't find any tie-in relevance to. because they were acting like, well, they're Viking or they're this or they're that, and so that kind of went Roman. So it got stupid. But yes, those were deemed to be fake, scientifically found to be fake, everything possibly about it, and so that's kind of off the table there. Whatever became of that cross at the top of the ladder on the history show, it's gone. Nobody knows where it's at. It's gone, 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 gone. I was told some guy took it. And then the Forestry Service said if anybody goes up there and messes around up in there, Daleil's the only one that ever saw it. Daleil's the only person that ever visited, saw it, or was there around it, or aware of it. I know where there was another one, and I've talked about that story. It was quite popular. People liked that story. That one was 3 by 4 feet. But people were more into the History Channel one than mine, which preceded it. It's the only other one I know of in the mountains. And it's made out of a copper material. And it's fixed standing, was freestanding in the cave. Trying to think. That story would come from the 1920s originally for its discovery. And that's much more interesting because there's mining tools found nearby, stashed away, and other things. No shrine has been found near the area. Oh, I'm scratching myself, and it was registering on the mic. But there you go. I think there are 6 ways to Bluff Springs Trail. Only 2 are a real trail. Okay. You can go up Cardiac and drop into Barks Canyon. You could go around the other way and go up Barks Canyon to cut into the trail that goes up to Needle Canyon. You can go around to Miner's Needle and go up that way. There's not really other ways. I mean, I guess you could go through First Water and come in through that way. You could hit the Crosscut Trail or come down through by Cabela's Camp and drop into Needle Canyon to Bluff Springs. You could take Bull Pass and drop down. The quickest way to Bluff Springs Mountain is go up, hit Cardiac at Peralta Trailhead, drop into Barks Canyon, and you could be there and come up the side and ascend Bluff Springs Mountain from the southwestern face, not the Ely Anderson Trail, in probably the best amount of time is probably 2 hours if you're really physically fit and you know the path. There is a way up that way. You'll be very, very tired. But Randy and I could make it in about 2 hours from the trailhead up to the top and ascend up, and that's just south of Bluff Springs Peak. So there you go. So there's a number of different trails and ways up, and different ways. There's 2 trails, one on the south and one on the north side, but there's also 3 other trails on the western side that I know of that we used, and those are our trails. Where do you fold or crumple your toilet paper? I use wipes, so I don't use toilet paper. There you go. Always honest, always straightforward, always take everything serious. Do you think that earthquake? No, the earthquake did nothing. The earthquake did nothing. If you're out there and you see the hoodoos, you see the balanced rocks and stuff, there's stuff you can move, there's stuff you can do out there. If you're ever out there and you witness and look at it, that stuff would have toppled over. If the earthquake would have been enough to shake up that mine, it would have changed that. There are mines that go way, way back, rat holes that could go back to Spanish era, and they did not collapse because of an earthquake or nothing. The earthquake theory is just garbage, my opinion. I don't see anything. The caldera is there. It's been quaking and it's been shaking and things have been shifting for a million years. That earthquake that one time did not affect that. Get a group hike to Garden Valley again. We're talking about doing it, so we're talking about doing something again. I don't know what. Garden Valley would be kind of sad, but it'd be interesting to see a year later. We might do something like that. Greg would probably be up for it. He's going already, but it may be, and do something similar, but maybe take it to Second Water this time a little further. Because the group that did go, there's 15, 20 of us, everybody could have made it to Second Water and back. So that might have been a kind of a cool hike. Or Caballo's Camp. That would be a cool one too. Get in and out of Caballo's Camp. Taz is, no. Did you fall? Are you going down? Did you not have a safety rope or rig on? Wayne, have you ever gotten... That's weird. that you thought of that actually processed through your brain. The shrine is near Fish Creek, according to Bob Ward. Bob Ward found a lot of cool stuff on Fish Creek. He didn't pinpoint most of it. There's a couple things I'm still looking for that he talks in very vague terms. I know he found something. He believed in it. We found a couple of areas that he was in and things that happened. Randy got spooked because we found the place where that witch or whatever, the demon or whatever, came up and spooked them while they were drinking in a lightning storm. Randy didn't. I was like, it was a big stormy night. You could feel the electricity in the air. It was like it was miserable, but I was like, this would be a cool time to sit here till dark and see if that thing shows up, because I could see how you could maybe see something come out of the bushes. That'd be cool. Randy was like, no, we're leaving. He wasn't for that at all, man. I was all into it. I wanted to see, what do they call that? The Banshee or whatever? Yeah, Bob Ward's Banshee. Yo, hi, so adjust the live time by... No, we do it. See, the world changes hourly. Arizona time at 4 o'clock during December, during January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. We're always the same 4 o'clock. So the rest of the world, just their clocks. Arizona never changes. Our 4 o'clock is our 4 o'clock all year round, 365 days. That's the problem. You never heard the stories of Papago Mountain, that the old Chinese and German camps, seeing people, some old coins, POW coins. Yeah, there was the old Papago, and there was the camps out by there and all. Daylight savings. No, it's not daylight savings. Arizona does not have daylight savings. That's the problem. We just live in reality. Hey, Wayne, baby. How about... okay, put that hat on me. Nobody gets my hat. Actually, they were old batshit hat, guano hats in the garage. It's retired. Let's do a hike. Yeah, we should do a hike. Have you tired to fly a drone on the spiral staircase? No, and I wouldn't, because you could lose your... Well, I've been down in there, but one of your problems is if you lose the signal, you lose the drone. So... unless you have a really cheap drone that you don't give a shit about. So, and if it has a nice camera on it, that sucks too. And yeah, there's all kinds of problems with that. You can't tie a string to it because you get in the propellers. So no, you just gotta physically go down in and film it. And there's a lot of pictures now and stuff of it, and we will cover more of that in the future. Where are we at? We're getting down to the end here, and I'm trying to catch up. So, but yes, we want to get more and more. There will be another visit to the spiral, and kind of not an update, but kind of trying to put the pin in it. That would be a very short trip, Matt. Where is Matt? Oh. What about that place you found? That little shallow cave, more like an outcrop overhang of a brick wall or something. Yeah, that's down in Fish Creek. We'll go back out there. We got to go out there with Salvador Delgadillo, because he made a trip with Bob Ward through that whole area, and Bob Ward was talking to him and showing him things. And we think if we take Sal out, Sal will remember Bob talking about certain things or know where Bob was taking. We want to see where Bob took him and pointed things out and was showing him, and see if that's relevant to it. We know the person that camped there for a while, we think might have built the stone walls. We know his name and stuff, and he was packing supplies. We know he was bringing the supplies in off of the Fish Creek Road up above, and he was running a zip line down to run the supplies down. We know a lot about that camp and a lot of what happened in there. But preceding that, Ward was down in there with Sal, and he took Sal out, and they spent a lot of time in there, and he was talking to Sal, and Sal doesn't remember everything. I'm hoping if I take Sal out, he'll kind of like be able to remember what Bob, or at least know where Bob was taking him and where they walked, and then we'll get a more relevant idea of what was going on, because I think Bob was trying to tell him something, pass something away. Fastest way is the hardest. It's not the hardest, my God, it's just cardiac is a pain in the butt the first 30-40 minutes, but once you get through that, it's a breeze. It's an easy walk after that. And the elevation isn't too bad. And it's easy going out. Recreate Ward's trek. The Ward didn't have a trek. The Dons had a trek. 1001 Arabian Hills with Sal. It would be fun, though. Panda Express tonight. I'm having Chinese, but I'm having Chinese from a Chinese restaurant, not Panda Express. Great show. Have a great weekend. Fish Creek, is that where you guys found the human bone that we thought was a human? Well, it's where we found the bone that we thought looked like Joe written on it. It doesn't have Joe written on it. It just looks like Joe's written on it in a weird cursive. And we brought it in to kind of actually do our due diligence, because you got to remember, we also found a wallet and some articles of clothing in the same area just preceding the bone. So we kind of looked at it and thought, we found a bone, and Frank did work as a homicide detective, and he said he felt it could possibly be human, so I thought we should have it double checked and stuff, because we knew the wallet, which didn't have anything in it, and the clothing was down there, and think maybe that could be interrelated. So if it brought closure to someone's family, even though everything would have been so scattered, I don't think they could have done much about it. And who knows where it would have washed down from in one of the floods. Thanks for the loves. Have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Yeah, everybody enjoy their Thanksgiving. I'll have the kids down and everything. It was weird because it was like you find a bone, you don't expect it to look like Joe's written on it. And I took a magnifying glass and stuff and looked at it. It's just some sort of, it's not etched or anything was put on it. It just, once you blow it up, you realize it's just some, whatever on there. But it's really weird because it looks like a weird Joe cursive, like someone very tiny did Joe on the bone. So it's Joe the Bone. Joe the Bone still lives in the garage. He's still out there. So he's Joe the Cowbone. In a sack head. I'm a sackhead. Okay, cool. Well, I'm drinking as a 6-pack for Bob tonight. Well, you can. If you were really, it'd be whiskey. It'd be a bottle of whiskey. And who knows what else he put in. So, and it wouldn't be tonight. It would have been already today. Happy Turkey Day. And it was in Glenn saying his will be Wild Turkey Day, it sounds like. Good to hear, everybody. Yeah, David, you and Lacey have a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your time. Let us know when you're out. Maybe we can run across you. Have a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy those trolls turkeys. I don't eat turkey and could care less about the trolls. So trolls, turkeys, none of it matters. Big steak and fully loaded baked potatoes, my way to go. Have a great weekend, Wayne. Thank you. Liquid turkey, yes. So, or you can go more, higher end. So, but hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving. Thanks everybody for joining us, sitting through all the other people and their weirdness and stuff, and whatever it is they want to do. I am going to, if the lighting's not bad, but it's going to get worse over the next few weeks. I'm going to try to get the new lights set up and lights in here, and so we can have some lighting and kind of have a proper studio. Like I said, man, it's a Chasing Legends. Thank you, David and Lacey. That's so cool. And all the cool stuff in the background and stuff. It'd be cool to have a nice little kind of the office studio set up that other people do. Maybe I need to have Trevor do one and have a fake picture taken and have the green screen with the fake office behind me. That'd be fun. I'd like that. I don't know what a sackhead is, but sockhead? No, it'd be sackhead. We could do sock puppets. I could do sock puppets. I like doing puppets. Okay, great Thanksgiving. I don't know where that came from. Have a great weekend, Wayne. Liquid turkey. Okay, I was back down to it. Liquid. Okay, so mythical madness. Just pull that stuff out of everywhere. It was probably some holes in the bone. Well, it wasn't holes. It didn't measure into it. It looked like some on the surface. I think it was some sort of bacteria or something got on the bone or something. Later, Gator. Hey, what's up, Big Mike? Wild turkey and trolls. There we go. Above all, thank you. We could always do the drinking game every time a troll shows up. Everybody takes a shot. We'd be drunk half hour in. Hey, Wayne, what was the thing with the dust devils the guy saw when he was spying the Native American? There's a thing about them, as they call them. What is it? Gone. You can look it up. I mean, if you look at it, maybe I'll do a story on it sometime or talk to someone about it and have them explain it. But it's supposed to be restless and wandering spirits that manifest in meat and so forth and all. So you hear some interesting stories. And I've always wanted to get someone for the rendezvous, but definitely someone for Chasing Legends to talk about some of those stories and stuff. Most of the time, you get really the good stories is when you know someone and they sit around and then they talk about. My grandmother used to talk about, or my father used to tell me a story, and you get some pretty good stories, but they don't really want to go on and talk about them. They become very I'm shy, just don't want to be revealing it because how people take it wrong and so forth, and people. It's just it has a spiritual and a religious significance to people. I find them interesting, so we'll see. But yeah, that was a pretty cool story. Like, what was the allusion to what it was? I say in it, it's part of it's part of the whole spiritual process and all. I'm pretty sure I'll have to go back and look at it. I'm pretty sure it was in there, but you can look it up. I'm in with the drinking game. Have Trevor. Okay, that was nice. Cool sign. Awesome. Okay, thank you, everybody. We're going to get out of here. Yes, all trolls, we will find you someday. And when we find you, we will take you, bleed you out on a tree slowly. We will chop off your heads, take off the crown of your skull. And then we will use that to drink from in our drinking game for Bob Ward. And Legends. There won't be any trolls, so we won't have to drink from it. But perhaps next week I'll have the crown of the skull of a troll to drink from. Should make you a little uncomfortable. But there you go. Butt for brains. Well, you know what? Chances are butt for brains is nowhere near and never going in the superstitions and will have nothing to do with it. And that's the kind of person that pees themselves. B. Wayne, you're all... Cupcake Screamer. I like that one. Cupcake Screamer. I support one has a wheelchair already. Have an awesome week. Everybody have a great weekend. Josh, we got to get going because we're trying to wrap up. And everybody wants their Chinese food and stuff. And Glenn's got to start hitting his 6-pack of Bob Ward beer. Thank you, everybody. We will catch back up next week. And I'll try to get an answer on that. I'll look back at the video, and if I didn't explain it properly, then try to find a way in context to explain what it is and how that story is explained. There's other stories similar to it about that sort of thing. So, and I think that's what I was told, and what you hear about is people hear stories and then they just kind of bring them in and make them part of personal for that. So sometimes they would be like family and look to be family members I've never seen again, and then sometimes they were led to water and safety. I don't know who said that. We're getting ready. That's Josh still. Thanks as always for a ripping story or two. You're the best. You're the greatest. Well, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I'm going to get out of here because I'm running over. And once we start running over, it gets harder and harder to leave you guys. Oh, that was sweet. So everybody have a great happy Thanksgiving. Trolls, you guys as well. Enjoy yourselves. I'm out of here. Have a great weekend. Catch you guys Monday on Chasing Legends.